So I make a mistake. Um, Yesterday, I was not live. So did you miss me? Or you were caught up with some other things? Well, in any case, this is Melvin here, and this is the Melvin Live Show, 195 episodes, only one day. And the reason why that one day was missed was because I was ill. I taken ill, and it was just simply between doing a show and not being 100% committed, or not 100% able to give my best, and versus just not doing it altogether. And so I decided to not do it at all. And so in case you were watching or you were waiting for yesterday's episode, I apologize. But in any case, here we are here again today. And today we're going to be talking about making mistakes. So the thing with making mistakes is the following. I think when we were in school, we were pretty much afraid of making mistakes, because making mistakes could mean that you fall out of favor with a particular teacher, or you become less than clever just because you make mistakes. I recall anyone who score a perfect score for that test would always be deemed as smart or intelligent. And for the rest of us who never quite able to achieve a perfect score for our test was deemed as lesser able to. Now, of course, we all now know that that is not true, because to me, it's that the lesser mistakes we make, it just means that either we have been doing something that it's really well tested, right? Something that many other people have done. So it's not like you can make such a big boo boo out of it. And so that kind of creates a safe path for you to follow. And by that safe path itself, you almost never, or you can not make a mistake. But then there are also the rest of us who kind of believe that we want to do something different. We want to do something big. We want to do something that it's impactful. And so we kind of risk everything and approach it from the point of view that we want to be able to pursue something that we're passionate about. And as a result, that has led us to making mistakes along the way, and sometimes even making blunders. So the topic that I want to share here today is the following: celebrate making mistakes. Now, why must we celebrate making mistakes? Because quite frankly, anything that you do for the first time, you will almost never get it right. And even if you have gotten it right, it may be it may be by chance, or it is something that is really, really simple. And that's why you don't make mistakes. But other than that, in any part of your life, you inevitably will do something, and then you realize that that exactly is that actually is the wrong thing to do. And once you find that out, you would then be able to course correct and work towards a more accurate action. And so, if we do not celebrate making mistakes, then that could only mean two things. One is that we are going on path that other people have shown us. It is tried and tested, and it is so well worn that just by following those steps itself, we will get it right. And the other thing that if we do not make mistakes, it means that we are not venturing into something that it's outside our scope of work, outside our current set of competencies, and we're not going into grounds that will enable us to explore and to build our competencies and to be able to grow. And so, in either situation, it is not good because at the end of the day, it just means that you either become mediocre or you just follow what everybody else is doing. Now, when it comes to the idea of making mistakes, making mistakes is essentially a way of telling you a feedback that tells you that not yet or not quite, right? Not yet, not this time. And so, what you need to do is you need to then refine the ways and try again. So, I always remember that, when I first started making videos, the first two try were failure. A failure in the sense that, I never got anyone to watch my videos, and it was badly done, and it never quite got any kind of attraction. And it wasn't until my third try that I finally got it right. And then something happened when I got it right. I was then afraid to try something new because I was then concerned whether if I try something new, would I be able to get the kind of results that I had been getting? And am I giving up something that I know that is already a formula that work and just continue with that, or should I try something else? Now it was a tough decision to make, but the decision to make was to abandon that something, not in its entirety, but to abandon the idea that I should just stick to what's working and not explore other areas. Now, the good part about for me is that I'm not relying on videos to feed the family. And so it gives me that additional opportunity and bandwidth to be able to experiment. And I understand that some of you may not in that position. And so I just want to make this clear that yes, not all of us will be in that position. But if you find yourself in that position and you do not make the kind of switches so that you might make mistakes and explore new ways of doing things, you are going to be further behind. So, if I can give you a specific example, I started off with in the middle of this circuit breaker here in Singapore, I started doing live streaming. And immediately I realized the power of live streaming and the convenience of live streaming. And Also, with live streaming, you require a different set of skills. It's no longer just about making videos, but it requires a different set of skills. And until and unless you have acquired those skills, in order for you to move to the next level, it's going to be quite difficult. Now, the other thing was that live streaming, it's going to be the thing, right? You have to be able to present in front of a camera, broadcast it live, and perhaps not be able to feed off the energy as if you were conducting it to a live audience face to face. Now, if I'm a trainer, if I'm a speaker, if I am the presenter, and I'm able to stand in front of like hundreds of people and to be able to share my thoughts, my views, my passion, my proficiency, and I'm able to do it in front of a live audience, which I did back in Bangkok last year, right? I did that, and what happened was I was able to feed off the energy of the audience, where they were giving me feedback, where they were giving me these subtle cues like nodding and and raising of hands and asking questions, and that was all good. Now, however, if you switch that into a live stream mode, which is just like what I'm doing right now, I'm just speaking into a camera. But what's inside my head? Inside my head, it's you in front of me. And so I must be able to still deliver with that level of vigor, passion, and purpose when I'm doing the live streaming. And if you, at this point in time, if you are not able to do that effectively, persuasively, as well as creatively, then you know you are going to be further behind. Now, when you first do this live streaming thing, are you going to make mistakes? Of course. I mean, if you look at my earlier episodes itself, there were tons of mistakes. There were mistakes that were rookie mistakes. There were mistakes that were mistakes because I didn't knew that there was something that I could, there is a better way to do things. There were mistakes that I found out that why, because of that mistake, it kind of restricted or inhibited my ability to grow. And so I learned from that. And if I'm going to shy away from making those mistakes and just go onto the safe path, then obviously I'm not going to be able to develop this skill. And if I'm not able to develop this skill, I won't be here today speaking with you. And also, I would not be here today talking to a group of students, teaching them some of these basics that I am sharing with you. So, over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go deep dive into a series of episodes on live streaming. What are the things that you can do? What are the things that you can look up for? And how to bring your production level to the next level. Right now, all that is going to be, if I could say, all that is going to be really, really interesting. But it's really, really going to be scary as well because what if I make mistakes? But we come back to the point. If I don't make the mistake, then I will not learn. And if I will not learn, I will not become better. If I do not become better, I will not stay in sync with what's happening, let alone getting ahead. So right now, I know that for the most part, many people are shying away from live streaming. And if you are considering live streaming as a core skill to have in your resume, in your portfolio, then certainly what you want to do is you want to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be sharing with you the tips, strategies, as well as the tools that you can use for live streaming. And so, do I hear a yes? If I do, go on, click on the subscribe button, and follow me on Facebook And I'll speak with you on the next one. And with that, if you got a question for me, make sure you leave it in the comments. If not, I'll see you soon. And tell me, did you miss me?